Peeled Skull Face Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. So I'm using a CD case or any jewel case and some liquid latex, a little cup, and a sponge for the beginning part, and then you're also going to need a tissue. So just pour a little bit of that liquid latex into your cup and then start sketching out the shape that you want that peeled piece of flesh to be. And so you're going to kind of want to make a U shape for the top of it and then just drag that down. You can make this as big or small as you want. I'm going to try and make it as big as I can fit on my jewel case, just because it's easier to make it smaller later on, but it's going to be harder if you want to make it bigger. So then take some tissues, and as you're letting that first layer of latex dry, and just tear them into strips. So now add a second layer of liquid latex over the first one. And then start laying down that each piece of tissue until you've got a layer covering the liquid latex. And keep in mind, this doesn't need to be pretty. It can be as messy as you want it to be. You do want to try and keep it a smooth layer, but you can do it however you want. So now cover that up with another layer of liquid latex. And you want to make sure that the tissue is fully saturated. So now add another layer of the tissue. So we're doing latex, latex, tissue, latex, tissue, latex. That's the order of all of these different things. So basically you want it to have 2 full layers of tissues. So then cover that again, as I mentioned, with more liquid latex. After that's completely dried, you're going to want to make sure you powder it and powder it thoroughly. So I'm using just some cornstarch actually. Cornstarch works really well. So then you can take a tweezers and you can start at one side, one corner, and just start peeling it off the case. So I like to start with using the tweezers just to get it up the first corner, but then just using my fingers, I think you have a lot more control that way. And powder every once in a while as you go. So you're going to want to peel about a couple inches and then powder and then peel some more and powder, because the liquid latex is going to be wanting to stick to itself. And so if you keep it powdered, then it can't. So you want to make sure that it's not sticky. So I'm going to remove makeup off the one side of my face. And then I'm going to basically just figure out where that fits and then attach it with another layer of liquid latex. So I'm going to do just a couple inches with the latex and then stick that on and hold it for, you don't have to hold it very long, just a second or two. And then do a little bit further and hold it a little bit further until it's all glued down. So then I'm also just going to add a little bit more of that liquid latex underneath it just to make sure that it's nice and secure. You don't want to be concerned about it peeling off or starting to fall off partway through your day. And so I'm also going to add a little bit more on top as well. So now you're going to want to rip that loose skin, and you can rip it however you like. Just start tearing it, which is kind of a scary thought. You know, you did all this work and now you're going to start tearing it to pieces. But yep, that's what you're going to do. So tear it up until you like how it is. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to be smoothing down my eyebrow and the side that's going to have the skull, and I'm using a wax-based hair product, but a glue stick also would work fine. Powder over both the liquid latex that you've just applied there and also over your eyebrow. And now I'm using a face powder that, as you can tell, decided to get darker once it hit the wax, which is why I've got that interesting looking oval around my eyebrow. So then with a white eyeliner pencil, sketch out where you want the rip in your skin to be, and then start painting over it and within that line. And I'm going to leave just a little space around my eye because that's where the eye socket of the skull is going to be. And so you don't need to worry about painting it white, so you can later cover it up with black. It's just not necessary. So now I'm going to start by blocking out the details of the black. And so because there's not really all of that much of your face showing with this, the main areas that you're going to want black are going to be around your eye. And then there is going to be a little bit of the nose cavity, the nasal cavity there. And then just around the edge of that little prosthetic. So just a little, you're going to want to fill it in and shade that in with black, just so it's not such an abrupt line. You want it to be a little bit more smooth. So now with a medium gray eyeshadow, I'm going to start shading. And first, I'm just going to go around the perimeter of my peeled skin. Not the peeled skin, but the area the skin was peeled from. There we go. So just go around that. And then also, you might want to deepen it on one side with black eyeshadow just to create some depth. And then you can do some shading on the rest of your face. And do some shading around that eye socket and blend that in. So now I'm going to be doing some highlighting with white eyeshadow. So I'm mainly going to want to focus on the areas that I want super bright. Otherwise, you're going to want to leave them kind of dark. It's going to make the lighter areas look that much more dimensional. So now I'm going to be adding a few more details, like some cracks in the skull with a thin black line. And then also further defining the area that your skin was torn from. And then cover up your eyelid with black eyeshadow. This is going to deepen the eye socket and also prevent creasing. So now with a white eyeliner pencil, I highlight the skin around where the torn area is. Yeah, that. Oh, yeah. Anyways, so you're going to want to highlight the skin surrounding the tear. And then on the other side of that highlight, you're going to want to low light it. So this is going to make it look like it's a little bit swollen and a little bit raised, which is going to just further the effect. So I'm using just some brown eyeshadow to shade in that, just to make it look a little bit raised and lowered and swollen and gross. So then with black eyeliner, I'm going to do my upper and lower waterlines. Curl your lashes and apply black mascara, and you want to make sure that it is really black mascara, not brown black or sort of a charcoaly black. If you basically want your eyelashes to disappear in this case. So then I'm going to be adding some red around the perimeter of the tear. And you're going to want to add quite a bit of red down below where your actual skin and that fake skin are attached. So now I'm going to cover up the outer layer of that loose skin with red. So just paint the entire surface of it. And then add a layer of brown paint on top. And then lastly, darken it just a little bit with some black. And I'm going to add some bruising between each of those tear or claw marks on my forehead, just with some blue and some purple eyeshadow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this tutorial. Please share any recreations with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I would really love to see them. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!